That's weird. That's weird. Kind of weirding me out.
You are a sad, strange little man.
Crazy. This is crazy. This is crazy. Isn't that weird?
That's weird, man.
It's strange.
What's up, campers? Welcome back to episode 105 of Camp Strange. I am your camp counselor, Alex Tobin.
And I'm your other camp counselor, David Stokes.
And we're back to reading the spooky, wacky, weird, strange, and baseball.
Baseball. Home run.
Ground roll double.
Yeah.
Baseball.
RBI. Oh, an old ribby.
But before we get into our longer stories, we got to catch up on any of the news you may have missed. And David, I have to say, there's this one news story that really caught my attention.
Okay.
And it says, woman catches Amazon driver mid-squat pooping in her garden.
I hate it when that happens.
And then I went to go click the link, and the website's down.
Oh.
Fucking Bezos.
That should be my go-to when I just don't want to read the articles.
Well, you know what? I think it might have been Bezos doing a little it was maybe his ex-wife, too. The richest woman in the world. You ever heard of her?
Yeah.
But you know it's something all the money in the world can't buy?
What's that?
It can't buy someone. Actually, it can buy someone to guard your garden, so there are no Amazon poop drivers in there. But it can't. I don't know. It can. It can buy people not to poop in your garden. But you know what? You still have to deal with it.
Yeah.
And he sent his army of poop squatters into her garden to probably, teach her a little lesson. You don't divorce the Bezos.
No.
The Bezos divorces you.
He's just too powerful at this point.
He's so short and rich. I love it.
Oh.
So I just really like that one. But I wanted to get into my other one. And
hold on. Whoa, come on. You can't just do two in a row.
Well, that was just the headline, though. I didn't go into it. So I just wanted to go into this one. Okay, you go. I might have steal yours. I don't want to steal yours.
So
okay?
I got three really good ones today.
Okay, you go.
But I'll start with this one, which is Hurricane Laura topples Confederate statue after votes to keep it. So people voted to keep it, and God said no.
Laura said no.
Yeah, Laura said no.
God is a woman.
God is a woman.
And her name is Laura, which is crazy.
Yeah, who would have guessed?
But that is kind of funny. I mean, I don't know much about hurricanes, but
that's a big but.
They're not racist, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, they'll kill anybody.
People give hurricanes a bad rep, but you know what? They're doing a lot for the culture right now, and I appreciate you, hurricanes. Thank you.
Ooh.
So,
hot take.
What?
Hot take to support hurricanes. There's so much going on in the world right now.
We need to be more pro-hurricane, and I don't know why we're not.
Yeah. All right. That's cool.
So,
I guess that's fair.
Okay. Well, I have another one. As gospel-singing Brazilian politician conspired to murder her husband, who was formerly her adopted son, with the help of 7 of her 55 children.
I mean, fuck, man. How is that not a story in its own? I feel like we could have done a whole episode on that.
So this lady who was a gospel singer, she got discovered in the 90s or something like that.
Okay.
She became a congresswoman as of late, I believe, but she met this guy named Anderson do Carmo in 1991 when he was 14 and she was 30, and then they married. There's a little I don't know Brazilian laws, but there might have been some illegal stuff going on there. But 7 years later, in 1998, they got married, and they've been married, and I believe that he's a pastor and she's a gospel singer, so it's a match made in heaven. And they've adopted 55 they mostly adopted 55 children, apparently. I don't know what mostly adopted means, but
if they're feeding them and giving them homes,
Exactly. But
go for it.
That was in 1998 when they got married. Now this guy's 42 and she's 16 years older than him. And she apparently got 7 of her adopted children to murder this man in her husband in their house, and then she claimed it was thieves breaking in and trying to rob them, and they murdered him. But here's the most fucked up thing is that where is it? She can't get arrested because she has immunity. What is it called? It's some kind of immunity where, since she's a part of like this House of like Representatives for Brazil, that they can't like touch her. But like now all like the lawmakers are trying to get her. It says she has parliamentary immunity, having been elected to Brazil's 513 member lower house in 2018, and lawmakers are trying to change that so they can arrest her now. But she got 7 of her kids to go murder this her husband, and then make it like stage it as like a robbery.
Well, a husband and a wife can't be arrested for the same crime. Get that reference?
That? No, I'm trying to remember what show that's from. Is that like Arrested Development?
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Is that the end right there?
I mean, hey, I'll keep you guys updated if anything else happens. But as of right now, that's it. She adopted an army, and she is. Don't come after her right now. She still has 55 more.
Oh, so yeah.
Be careful out there.
Who knows
guys.
what they're up to? It's a small army. Holy shit.
It is.
All right, my next story here. It's a good horny one. We love our horny ones.
Pro horny, pro hurricane, anti seagull, and bees. No, not bees. Hornets. We like bees.
Yeah, honeybees are nice.
Yeah, they're nice.
Not some fuzzy with them big old donks. Man stabbed with scissors after asking female roommate for some of that pussy.
What?
Oh, man, the mugshots are so good too.
That's so funny.
And the top comment here is Tennessee, not Florida, for the curious.
Hell yeah. Tennessee coming in strong.
Yeah.
Take some of the weight off Florida's back, people.
Yeah.
Stab your... Oh, don't... I didn't say that. I didn't say stab your roommate.
We don't condone
that. I don't say that.
No.
Create a hurricane. But that's fucking crazy. I mean, there was probably alcohol involved, I'm guessing.
If not more.
You don't ask your roommate that. They pay half the rent. You can't make them mad, people. Okay? Mm-hmm. You could politely ask for
with maybe better language.
pussy.
I don't know.
Maybe a courtship should be involved first. Jesus, people.
Who's to say? I know I'm not to say.
Well, that's pretty cool, David. I have to say.
Yeah, pretty neat, huh?
Speaking of horny story, there's another horny story that I didn't click on, but I thought it was like a little too vulgar. But it just said, man arrested for masturbating in front of blind woman. And I'm like, man, that guy must be noisy. I have to say.
Yeah.
If you get caught in that situation,
announce yourself.
if you get caught in that situation, you're just you're getting too comfortable.
Yeah,
I have to say. But so that was cool. But I have another story right here.
Okay.
As Lego piece falls out of New Zealand boy's nose after being stuck for 2 years.
Oh.
So this little boy, he went to his mom in 2018, and he was like, "Hey, I lost a Lego piece up my nose." And she's like, "What piece is it?" And he's like, "Oh, it's the arm. Like the arm came off or whatever." And kids shove them up their nose all the time,
Yeah.
It's classic. Usually it's like the heads or something,
Yeah.
It's kind of a nice nostril shape.
Oh,
but,
perfect.
But they're like, they checked and the doctor couldn't find the arm. And they're like, so what happened? He's like, he probably like swallowed it or digested it. It'll pass. It's totally fine. And they're like, okay, cool. And the kid's like never complained about it. There's never any problems with it. But I guess they made some cupcakes the other day, some pink cupcakes, as they say. And he leaned over and he took a big sniff of them, and then his nose started hurting. And his mother's like, "Oh, okay, here, blow your nose. We probably got like some cupcake crumbs up in there." And he blew his nose, and the arm came out covered in mold.
Oh. That's not good.
That's so nasty. But you know what? He's doing better now. That happened to me though when I was eating chili one time. I laughed, and like the whole milk coming out of the nose. I laughed, and I was like, "Ow, my nose! My nose hurts now." And I went to the bathroom and I blew my nose, and a whole pinto bean came out. Pretty cool. Pretty. I mean, it's.
Oh, I've got a story of my own here.
Yeah? Okay.
But actually, so the people who are unaware, I just moved to a new city/state.
Oh yeah, you were gone
and
last
so,
episode. I let everybody know.
Yeah. But so I'm currently in a real makeshift studio. I don't know if there's gonna be any bad sounds coming through, but I'm bringing this up right now because long story short, I have my microphone attached to the armrest of my chair, and it is about to fall off. So I need to fix it super quick.
What? Are you still gonna hit me with a bean?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna tell you while oh shit. I'm going to tell you why I'm fixing this. This is going to be high quality podcasting right here. So, one time when I was young enough to remember, but not old enough to be able to tell you when it was. But there was one time where I was being quote unquote babysat. Not really, but it was at, I believe, either my brother or sister's basketball game. And it was one of the teammates' sisters who was family friends. And do you remember those 90s erasers that did not erase things? They were like little frogs with like cool swimsuits, like the 90 pattern swimsuits.
Wait.
You would try to erase like a pencil and it would just like smear shit. It didn't actually like erase anything.
Okay, I'm aware of like erasers that don't work, but like I'm not aware of like these frog ones that have bathing suits. Because I remember we had some ones in class. They had like their little brains. And then obviously the big chunky ones, but I've never seen the frog ones. That might be
I'm sure I could find a photo of it. All right, microphone seems to be secure now. So the girl who was babysitting me, who probably wasn't, maybe 5 years older than me, not that much older than me. It was more like my parents were like, okay, go have fun, like keep an eye on them. And I had this eraser, and it was a frog. It had this little swimsuit on. I remember that. I want to go as far to say it might have been like a yellow swimsuit with pink dots or something like that, or vice versa.
Whoa.
And she showed me this really cool magic trick where she pretended to put it up her nose while covering her nose with the other hand. And then like kept it in her hand, was like, it's in my nose, and like pretend to take it out. And I remember saying, oh, I can do that. And I grabbed it and I shoved it up my nose. And it got stuck, and I had to go to like the doctor the next day because this was at night. And they had to pull it out with some big old tweezers. Yeah, it was cool as fuck.
They let you sleep it off?
Sleep it in.
Why'd they wait to bring you to the hospital?
I don't know. You can ask my parents about that one. They've done some questionable things in the past.
Well, we're all glad to hear you're doing much better, David.
Hey, you know what? Those traumatic childhood stories are what makes me the man I am today. Ready for everything. My dad once said, yeah, don't worry about David becoming homeless. He's really resourceful.
I've seen that man drink pee out of a Chef Boyardee ravioli can. He'll do anything to survive.
There's free chewing gum in the high school water fountain. That's where I got it. So I got one more news story here, and somebody once told me
the world's gonna roll you.
Smash Mouth's Sturgis show connected to 100+ COVID-19 cases.
Wait.
You imagine risking your life and going to a Smash Mouth concert, contracting COVID-19, and having severe health problems for the rest of your life.
I would just die for Smash Mouth. So
some of these people might.
You might want to check who your fan base is, because I feel like we have a lot of Smash heads in the audience.
I'm not talking trash on Smash Mouth.
You're not talking Smash? I'm
not talking smash in the mouth of Smash Mouth. I'm just saying.
If you think about how weird that band name is, though.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. It sounds like it should be like a hardcore metal band, and instead,
yeah, hardcore band for sure.
Is a fat guy with spiky hair
and
who
4 other guys that
learned to walk on the sun,
which is an impressive accomplishment, if I have to say myself.
Oh my god, I love them. Anyway, so should we just get
Name
into
3 songs? Name 3
Walking on the
songs.
Sun, All Star, of course,
Of course.
and I'm a Believer. And I
Fair
think
enough.
two of those, or at least one, is a cover. But
Who knows?
you know what? I might be a fake fan, but I appreciate them. So, but before we get into our, I fucked all that up. Okay, let's just get into our longer stories for today because we got some longer stories for you. So let's just do it. So, David, as you know, the face mask has become the biggest fashion accessory craze of 2020.
Oh, yeah.
For reasons relating to fashion only and not anything else concerning the well-being of the human race.
No.
As you know. So it seems out of nowhere, everyone and their mother began sporting this brand new look, and fuck.
God, we're so good at
help,
this.
David. I need help. This
We're
apartment's
over
hot.
100 episodes and we're just thriving, huh?
So it seems out of nowhere, everyone and their mother began sporting this brand new look. And we all know when something gets popular, people begin to come out of the woodwork and claim themselves as the originator. With this fashion trend, of course, doctors and nurses are claiming they started the sleek look, while sanitation workers have also begun to voice their involvement with the fashion-forward movement. But David, I have done my research, and I have found the originator of the most popular look of the new decade. But for this story, we have to take a trip over to the island of Japan, as today we discuss the baddest bitch in the fashion game, the Kuchisaki Onna, a.k.a. the Slit Mouthed Woman.
I'm wondering, I'd love to sit down and count it out to see what country or region has the most stories that we tell. I really think Japan is up there for, we've done so many stories on Japan.
Oh, Japan is, I think, by far my favorite land of folklore.
It's a honey hole.
They have the best folklore ever.
Yeah.
They're rich with folklore, and it's always it could go from something as scary as the Slit Mouthed Woman, which is just scary across all boards, or it could just be a little demon that cuts your toenails in the middle of the night or something.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck? That's crazy, and I love it, and they're my favorite.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's get into it. So, and I might be pronouncing this wrong too, because
it's a good chance. Good chance.
Surprise! I don't speak Japanese, guys. I'm not very good.
Might as well at this point.
I'm hardly good at English.
It's true.
I'm still learning, guys, so be gentle. So, for oh, fuck.
Great start, bud. You're killing it.
I told you. So, for Kuchisaki Onna, we must go back to Japan's Edo period, which spanned from 17th to 19th century, to find out what this yokai actually is. You see, the Kuchisaki Onna is considered a modern-day yokai, and of course, all of you Camp Strangeheads know that yokai, which are my favorite group of creatures, are Japanese monsters, spirits, or demons that terrorize the island of Japan. And actually, just a little history fun fact, Kuchisaki Onna, hysteria, the hysteria around this monster became so strong during the 1970s in Nagasaki that teachers and parents had to organize chaperones for children walking home from school because the kids were so scared of being confronted by the Kuchisaki Onna. So their folklore runs strong in their pop culture too, because in America, you go Bigfoot, and people go, you idiot, you're so dumb, you like Bigfoot or aliens. But in Japan, they thrive off of it. People, it's not how's the weather, it's have you seen the Kuchisaki Onna anywhere in town recently?
Okay.
And the answer is always yes. So, interestingly enough, the history of the Kuchisaki Onna is one with many origins, as some people have different beliefs on how the Slit-Mouthed Woman came to be. I'm beginning to think that maybe she asked her roommate for some pussy.
Some of that pussy.
That's how you get a Chelsea smile, as they like to say in Westminster. So, according to the legend, Kuchisaki Onna was a woman who was mutilated during her life, with her mouth being slit from ear to ear. Also very similar to the Black Dahlia.
Yep.
If any of you people are, true crime fans out there. But how she was mutilated changes from person to person. In some versions of the story, a woman named Kuchisaki was married to a samurai who suspected her of being unfaithful, and he was right. Kuchisaki had fallen for another man and was planning to leave her husband. And flying into a jealous rage, her husband knocked Kuchisaki unconscious and tied her up. When she woke, he threatened to kill her if she left him and used a large pair of scissors to slice her face into a permanent smile.
I'm the Joker, baby.
Dude, I was just about to say that, which is very interesting because, like I said, the history of this folklore actually changes quite a bit, and it's very similar to The Dark Knight, where every time the Joker is asked about how he got his scars, he changes the story. He's like, my father was a drunk and a fiend.
How long have you worked on that one?
Dude,
that seems pretty polished.
Okay. I got two. I got a couple good voices.
Yeah.
One of them is the Joker's like, okay, wait. He goes, my father was a drunk and a fiend. What, you don't like it?
No, honestly, on this end, it's flawless. I don't know what it's going to sound like on the actual recording, but coming through our FaceTime video, it's flawless.
And then he goes, and he put a knife in my mouth. Why so serious? So I'm pretty good at that one, but my other one, my Schmeagol is great, right?
Oh yeah, Schmeagol's great.
You go, stupid hobbitses. What's taters? It's pretty good.
Yeah, and your third best is that German guy.
Flula from YouTube?
No, the guy.
What's Datty Longleg? What's a potty pooper?
You're a German documentary filmmaker.
Oh, Werner Herzog.
Yeah.
Oh, Werner.
Yeah.
I am Werner Herzog. Hello, I am documentary filmmaker Werner Herzog. I am a villain in Jack Reacher, the movie with Tom Cruise.
That
was a weird thing.
I still don't know who he is, but I'm assuming it's flawless.
Yeah, it's great. It's not that great, but I'll stick to Joker and Schmeagol right now.
Yeah. I'm only assuming you've got a good Deadpool and a good Rick too.
Oh, I got a really good Rick. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, Pickle Rick!
That was the funniest shit I've ever seen.
Good. So, wait, what do you mean Deadpool? Where the fuck did you pull Deadpool out of?
Because people always love the Joker, Deadpool, and Rick.
Oh, you're right.
The
that
Holy
tattoo,
Trinity.
That horrible fucking tattoo. Anyway, so I hope you don't have that tattoo. So, like you said, this is like, it changes just like the Joker's backstory about how he got his slices, as they say. So, I just jumped. So
I really
fucking
boned
far.
you on
What
that,
happened?
didn't I?
You really got me on my Werner Herzog.
Well,
I
also just want to bring out how good that new Batman film looks.
Well, it does look good. That's a whole new podcast we have to make.
Yeah.
Just watching trailers. So, but then she hits him with after he carves a permanent smile with scissors into her face. He says, "Who will think you're pretty now?" He asked before slicing her head from her body.
Is that not what the Joker says though?
No. The second story is when his wife had his wife got like horrible scars from like a car accident or something like that, and then he carves a face. He carves the smile into his face, saying like, "Look, I'm ugly too now." And he's like, "And now she won't smile," or something like that. I don't fucking know.
She won't look at me.
Man, it's been a while, but it's been a while. So, and then he cuts her head off. But when he was done, he regretted it, of course, as we all do after we decapitate somebody.
Yeah.
And he stabbed himself to death.
Okay.
He's like, "I shouldn't have asked for the pussy." He stabbed himself to death. So another version of the tale says that her mouth was mutilated during a medical or dental procedure when a doctor, jealous of her beauty, sliced her mouth open with a blade. Some legends even say that that after she died, becoming a vengeful spirit or onryo, that she developed extremely sharp teeth, and sharp and serrated teeth, and her extremely large bloody maw. And don't worry, you won't have to see these teeth unless Kuchisaki Onna stops you while you're wandering the dark streets of Japan. And I say you won't see the teeth because Kuchisaki Onna covers her mouth with a cloth mask, often specified as a surgical mask.
Okay.
Or, in some iterations, a hand fan or handkerchief. So, like I said, she started the trend. She's the first one.
Yeah.
But to be fair, in Japan, they're very cautious of infectious diseases.
I was gonna say they've been doing that shit for a while.
Exactly. And I mean, I don't know if it's air pollution too, but I know that's a problem in China. I'm not sure about Japan, but a lot of people in Japan obviously wear those masks because, I mean, have you seen the video of them trying to put people on subways?
Yeah.
Of like
just
the doors closing and then there's
a riot
one
shield.
guy just like, it's
just
crazy.
mashing them
yeah.
in there.
Just mashing. I literally can't imagine being in that that cart. I would lose my mind.
Yeah, I've been in some real tight ones before, and it's not fun.
It's probably a fart festival in there, to be completely frank.
Well, I mean, that's kind of one of those things. Are you going to be a joiner or a loser?
What's that mean? Oh, joiner as in joining the fart festival?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they got the masks. Why not?
Yeah.
So, she also appears as an attractive woman with long black hair wearing a simple beige trench coat. And she's obviously got the mask, too. So, when approached by the masked woman, here's the whole lore, and it's kind of a survival guide I'm about to teach you right now.
Okay.
So, you guys best pay attention if you want any late night walks in Nagasaki or wherever you're walking around, okay? So, when approached by the masked woman, she is said to ask potential victims if they think she is attractive, often phrased as "watashi kare," which is perfect Japanese,
Yeah.
which translates to "am I pretty" or "am I beautiful?" This question is usually easy for most guys, as the correct answer is always yes.
Mm-hmm.
If a woman asks you if she's pretty or beautiful, yes, 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 even if she's not. Doesn't matter. So, like I said, I wrote right here, even if it's a crazy-ass stranger asking you on the street, which is a fair, yeah, of course, just say yes and walk away. Of course you're beautiful, yeah. No, you get nothing out of saying no.
Especially if they're making you uncomfortable. Sometimes it's easier just to agree than disagree, because that's going to start a whole new...
Do you want to have to fight an ugly woman now? But if for some reason the person says no, she will kill the person with her weapon, which is said to be a sharp object she carries with her. And it ranges from a knife to a machete to a scythe to a large pair of scissors. Callback.
No.
And but that's only if you say no.
Okay.
So I'm just going to help you out right now. Just say yes. But, you're not out of the woods yet. I got a couple more steps for you. So if the person says or answers yes, she will then remove her mask and reveal her giant, bloody, razor-sharp, mutilated mouth. Okay, guys, it's getting a little bit harder now. Harder to say yes. But she then repeats her question or asks, "Kore demo?" which translates to, "even with this?" or "even now?" And if the person responds with no or screams in fright, she will kill the person with her sharp weapon again. Like I said. So, obviously, if she just got uglier, you definitely have to say yes. Okay.
What if you're into blenders or garbage disposals? Then you're like, oh, yeah.
Well, then you just met the woman of your dreams. Just don't scream. Yeah, I think that's the most hard part, is being like, I'm not going to scream at this woman or try to get medical attention.
Well, is it scream in horror, or is it more scream in happiness? Can you scream in happiness?
You're like, wow, you're more beautiful. That's crazy. I've never heard anybody scream in
No?
happiness. Oh, I guess you. I'm a pretty depressed person. No, I guess I know what you mean. But I've never had anybody like reveal their face and somebody goes like, "Oh my god!" Like, "You're more beautiful with your fucked up mouth." But I guess it's more like don't scream and be like, "Holy shit, that's horrible." But like I said, we never say no to that question. But it turns out we're fucked anyway, because if the response is yes, even if you say yes, you're even more beautiful with that fucked up mouth, she will slice the corners of the person's mouth from ear to ear, resembling her own disfigurement, which like that's like somebody asking if you like their tattoo, and you say yes, and then they hold you down and force you to get the same tattoo. Like, I don't fucking get it. You're like, no, I appreciate it, but I don't want it in my house, you know? I don't know. It's kind of a weird leading question. But they also say that sometimes instead of cutting you, she will walk away after you say yes twice. So if you're like, she's like, "Am I beautiful?" And you're like, "Yes." And she's like, "Even now?" And you're like, "Yes." She'll walk away and then watch you from the shadows and then follow you home and then kill you in your sleep.
So it's a lose-lose. There's no real way out of it.
Well, there is a way.
Yeah, okay.
I'll get into that. But yeah, exactly. It seems like it's just like this woman just wants to kill you no matter what, which I get it. I get it. You died a horrible death. You're a vengeful spirit. I get it. You're mad.
In my opinion, it's like you might as well just diss her at the get-go and it's like, "Nah, you ugly."
Just get it over with. Because then you're just like giving her compliments, and then she's just like, I don't want to give somebody
Still
a compliment
gonna kill you.
and give them the satisfaction of murdering me in my sleep.
Yeah, fuck that.
Right? I have to be a little withholding because women like to chase. Anyway, so speaking of chase, also trying to run while she's fully alert is a death sentence too. So if you just like, she takes it off and you fucking start running and don't say anything, she's going to track you down because she's apparently faster.
Britney Spears?
Dude, I have it written right here. She's faster than Britney Spears and Usain Bolt put together. She's faster than Britney Spears and Usain Bolt put together.
I don't buy it. No
and
way.
For any of you Camp Strange heads out there, you know that Britney Spears is the fastest woman on earth because she claims that she beat Usain's Bolt, 40 record? What is it? His 40-yard dash?
No, the 100-meter.
100-meter
I
dash.
don't know.
Okay. Regardless, it might be Britney. With how she's acting lately,
it's Britney, bitch.
I would not be surprised if she took a pair of scissors, cut my mouth, and then burned down my gym.
Yeah. Be an easy burn, huh?
It's mostly filled with Fritos. So, they light up like Tinder, I tell you. So, how do we get out of this trick question? Well, don't worry, my fellow Japanese nighttime streetwalkers. Oh, not prostitutes. I just mean people who like to go on.
Just to clarify.
Yeah, but prostitutes too. You know, you got to be male prostitutes, female prostitutes, anybody. You got to stay safe out there, people, okay? But there is a way to dodge this big mouth bitch. So, an individual can survive an encounter with Kuchisaki Onna by using one of several methods. One survival tactic includes replying to Kuchisaki Onna's question by describing her appearance as average, saying, "You're okay," or "so-so." And that...
Yeah,
What are you going to say, David?
No, that's not... Yeah, you're good.
I'm in a relationship.
Yeah,
I'm in a
okay.
relationship. But yeah, you're you're okay. Yeah.
You'll find someone. It's good. It's not going to be me. But you're good. Hey. You know what? Get out there.
Hey.
Hit the playing field.
Hey.
Hey. Do some of those meetups, those rotating day things. You'll be fine.
Hey.
You got this. You got this.
You're worth it.
You're worth it. When the right person finds you, it appreciates you for that fucked up mouth.
Maybe it's
gonna be worth it.
Yeah. Maybe she.
You got this.
Okay, stop. Somebody's gonna use this audio as a affirmation CD. Yeah, they're gonna burn it on a fucking CD. What am I talking about?
Maybe we should.
Well, they're gonna download this off Napster, right? Our podcast is
Put on one of those
on LimeWire, Napster, Pirate Bay. You guys can find it anywhere.
Put on one of those mini discs, those weird plastic ones that had like the little disc inside of it, and you'd put it They always, I'm talking
Our
about.
podcast is now on hit clips, guys. If you want a hit clip, you can listen to 30 seconds of our podcast over and over again. Hit clips.
Our podcast is now available with Burger King Happy Meals.
Hit clips. That was a fucking toy. I had one. It was fucking crazy. If you guys don't know what hit clips are, check them out. They suck. So, like I said, you have to say you're okay or so-so, giving the individual enough time to run away, because then she'll be fucking confused, and she'll be like, wait a second. He didn't say I was hot or ugly. I like definitive answers. So you can also flip the question on her, though, asking her if you are pretty, causing her to stop and think, and that allows you time to escape again.
And then you get to eat her.
Yeah, exactly. Then you get to pull out your pair of scissors and cut her head off, I guess. I don't know how you kill that thing. But I think it's really great out there for, it's great to, give these monsters self-confidence. But you know what? Sometimes the monsters have to give you self-confidence. So next time you guys are out there, ask the monster, you need a little bit of a boost, and go, am I beautiful? They might not be as nice. They might give you a real answer. But they're looking worse than you, so they're a liar. And you are beautiful. So,
yes, you are.
This is the affirmation episode.
You listening. You're beautiful.
You're beautiful.
You can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to.
You can fit a whole eraser up your nose. I believe in you. But here's my fucking favorite. So, like I said, she's fast, but if she's confused, she's not chasing you. So, she's not fast if she's confused. Classic. Yeah. So, but here's my favorite way to distract her. See, distracting her, there's a couple other ways. And you can distract her by giving or throwing money at her or throwing hard candies in her direction.
Sorry, you cut out there for a second. Did you do hard cans or candy?
Candies, hard candies.
Because when you cut out, I heard hard cans.
Oh, if you throw a hard can at anybody, you're gonna stop them in their tracks. I got a Randy Johnson 90-mile-per-hour can coming at your head. Whoa. You're the seagull, and you're blowing up on impact, baby.
I'm glad I considered putting that in my story today, and I did not. So there you go.
What, Randy Johnson blowing up a seagull?
That was I think it was a dove, actually.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I think it was actually a dove, which is more impressive. They're smaller to hit with a baseball.
Yeah, I think I'm projecting that because we're anti-seagull on this podcast.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was a dove.
Oh, okay.
Came from the wedding.
Damn, Randy, why do you have to do doves like that?
Because he's a vulture.
But the last thing you can do, which literally I could not find why this will stop her.
Okay.
But by screaming, 3 times the word pomade at her, stop.
Like the hair, like the thing you put in your hair.
The hair.
Not like pomegranate lemonade.
I mean, I don't know what pomade means in Japanese, but I'm just guessing she hates a nice, slicked back look.
Nice pompadour.
Yeah, she hates it. She hates it. Pomade, pomade, pomade. She explodes into a pompadour.
That's amazing.
So, but there are some stories of people using different, more risky methods to get rid of this creature as well, like the story of Chance and his walk through the woods. So I just want to read you like 1 or 2 little baby stories about this.
Chance the Rapper, they just talk about his wife, how he loves her.
He's like, am I beautiful? He's like, not as beautiful as my wife.
I love how our one negative review on iTunes is that we made fun of Chance the Rapper's album where all he did was talk about loving his wife, and someone got upset enough to give us a bad review on iTunes.
Well, here's the thing. I'm a Chance fan. It's just that album wasn't good. I think we can all agree on that one.
Oh, my God.
I love acid rap. I love 10 Day. It's all great.
Yeah.
But, anyway, so it's not Chance the Rapper.
That still cracks me up, man.
This is Japanese Chance the Samurai. So, once a boy named Chance encountered the terrifying spirit, he was walking a shortcut through the woods. His mother had warned him to stay away from the remote area, but he didn't listen. He did know one thing. Evil spirits could be banished by certain words, like pomade, pomade, pomade. So, when Kuchisaki Onna stepped out from behind a tree and confronted him, he fell in terror, landing on his back. She gazed down at him and asked her famous question, "Am I pretty?" As she removed, or I should say, Am I pretty? uh, as she removed her mask. Oh my God, that's exactly like the fucking Joker scene when he has the nurse outfit on and he takes off his mask.
Yeah.
Damn. How
Full
come everything
circle.
is the Joker?
It's always been the Joker.
If you think it's like that meme with those astronauts,
it's
always been
always
the Joker.
has been the Joker.
So, as she removed her mask to reveal the horror beneath, Chance grabbed his cross necklace and chanted the devil's curse. And the devil's curse goes like this. I banish you to the shadow of death. I corrupt you to the netherworld from which no one has come from. Into the dirt no being should ever cross. And he hopped up. I'm sorry. He had hoped she had would just run away after he said that, but instead, demonic hands rose from the dirt behind Kuchisaki Onna and grabbed her legs, pulling her into the earth. And as she sank, she told Chance, I will be back, and I will tear you to pieces.
Beautiful.
That's fucking pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
The earthworms are like, what the fuck is going on? See, no one ever thinks about the earthworms. So, they're like, is that hell below us? What the fuck? And I know most of you listeners don't live in Japan, so you're most likely safe. But while doing some research, I found that this yokai does have an American cousin. Oh, shit. And apparently in the U.S. somewhere, there were rumors of a demonic clown who would hide in public bathrooms waiting for unsuspecting children to come in. And when they did, he would grab them and ask, do you want death or a happy smile? And if you chose the latter, the happy smile, he would use a giant knife to slice their mouth. And if they chose the former, the child would never be seen again. So you're always going to choose the happy smile, you know?
I guess, yeah.
Builds character, looking like a Scar from Last of Us 2, you know?
Just another fucking Joker thing.
Just
the clown.
Exactly. It's all Joker. It's always all Joker.
It's always been.
It's always been. That was my name when I was first born. Joker.
The Joker?
The Joker. Mr. J. That's what the doctor calls me.
Is it because as soon as you came out of the womb, you slammed the doctor's head on the table through a pencil?
Ticonderoga. Are you a fan? No.
I mean, all jokes aside, that part was pretty fucking cool.
Actually, I feel like, did he slam your head down on there? Eraser first? You know what I'm saying? Yada to mean?
Yeah, man. That, honestly, was probably worse. Give me the sharp end. Make it quick.
Oh, don't give me that pink eraser up there. Ooh, I'm going to have to go to sleep now.
I'm going to erase you.
My parents are going to bring me to the hospital one full day from now. Oh, shit. Might as well just kill me. So just to wrap this up. So next time you decide to go on your nighttime walk and you see a beautiful woman walking towards you, hands in her pockets, possibly fiddling with a huge pair of scissors, make sure to stop her. Make sure to stop her after she asks you if you think she is pretty and say, Miss, please stand 6 feet back and keep your motherfucking mask on. We're in a pandemic and I ain't playing games with your beautiful ass. Now walk away before I get my boy Fauci to come down here to quarantine your ass.
Yo, Fauci don't fuck around.
No. Dude.
Big dick boss.
Dude, he's like... Between Bezos and Fauci, I don't know how tall Fauci is, but I feel like that's an unstoppable team of short men that will fuck you up.
You're just assuming because he's a brilliant person that he's short?
No, I saw him at the podium and he was on an Apple box. He was wearing
He's on two of them.
He was wearing those things that you the romper stomper things that the strings you pull underneath your feet and you walk around as a kid. That's what he was wearing.
Two big old coffee cans from the 40s.
He was wearing goth rave boots. Platform boots with fishnets.
Janko jeans.
With fishnets. It was Jankos. It was great. He's like, the virus can't get in the Jankos. There's too much material.
It's true. It's
too
thick.
It's too thick. So that is my story of the legendary Kuchisaki Onna.
Great stuff. Alrighty. So I've got a little list here today. It's a small but thick list. And
I like them small and thick.
Yeah, and my list is here to, we're going to talk about some of the strangest and bizarre moments in baseball history.
Oh, baseball.
So, our first mini story here, we tend to talk about bad luck on this podcast. So, I'm going to start this off with a little bit of bad luck. So, there was a center fielder by the name of Denard Span.
Oh my God! Wait, I know that name.
I mean, this is a pretty, straight. It's a weird story, so I'm sure you know it.
I don't know if I know him off the story. I probably will, or if I just know him from like a good career. Is he good?
Because you like baseball.
Well, I used to watch a lot more baseball. I really don't watch any sports now, just because it takes up like 4 hours of my day, and I'm just
You're
like,
a nerd.
I'm too busy staring at the wall to watch this. I don't do much.
I like the wall that doesn't move as much as that one colorful wall.
But, yeah, continue about Denard? Bernard?
Yeah, so Denard Span, who at the time played for the Minnesota Twins, Denard, being a good son, decided to buy his mother, Wanda Wilson, some tickets for when his Twins faced up against the New York Yankees. You've heard of them, right? The Yankees?
I thought he had twin children at first. I was like, what do you mean as twins?
Isn't that the Minnesota Twins?
Yeah, you just confused me. I thought his two
It
two
is
children,
Minnesota, right?
Yes. I thought his two children were going to fight the best team in baseball.
Yeah, they had 3 bats, so they were looking pretty good. So Denard, had gotten his mother and some of his other family members seats next to the Twins dugout for the game. And in the first inning, Denard took the plate, swinging late at a ball, hitting a liner straight at his mother, which flying at unfathomable speeds struck his mother Wanda right in the chest.
It's not funny. Yo, can I get a chocolate malt? Oof. Oof. Ooh, it knocked a hot dog in the left field.
So Wanda let out a deafening scream as the ball came into contact with her chest, and the stadium went silent. Denard sprinted to his mother, jumping over the wall to check in on his mother, and said, "As the ball was in the air, I realized that it was going after my mom. When I saw her go down..."
He's like, "Mom, you're embarrassing me. Get up."
"When I saw her go down, I just couldn't do nothing but go help her."
That's a good son and a bad son.
Yeah. God, could you imagine just being in the major leagues and hitting a foul ball and just knowing where your mom is sitting and just being, oh fuck, that's right where she's sitting?
It's crazy because he's a good son for doing that, but technically I'm a great son because I've never shot a liner into my mom's chest. The worst I've done is a can of corn in the outfield right at her, you know?
Yeah. So Wanda was examined by paramedics, then returned to watch the game from a seat in the shade out of foul ball or home run aim.
They got the backup catcher to sit in front of her.
And luckily for her, she got to go back and sit, watch the game to see her son get struck out.
He didn't even fucking hit a homer for her.
I mean, how could you mentally? How could you just zone in and then just sink one?
He hits a homer and it hits a guy in the head in the outfield, and that was his long lost father.
So now this story is interesting, but it's not. It isn't a home run story like I've got for the next one here. So, do you know Richie Ashburn?
No.
All right,
I don't think so.
Richie Ashburn is a Hall of Famer for 2,574 hits, 2 batting titles, and a 308 lifetime batting average, which I don't really know baseball that well, but I think that's good.
If you're batting 300, that means out of 10 at-bats, you hit 3 of them into play and gotten on base,
which is good.
It
might not sound that good for people that don't know baseball, but that's good.
That's a very good batting average. If you're over 300, you're one of the better players in the league.
Yeah. And he continued to devote his life to the game of baseball after his career becoming a sports broadcaster. But chances are, if you ask an older baseball fan, there is one moment of Richie's career that is remembered for that. It's remembered not for his stats, but his awful luck when playing for the awful Phillies. Now, one thing was for sure about Richie, and that was his ability to hit everything. He was well known for
his mother.
Well, he was well known for smacking foul balls after foul balls until he found a pitch that he could put in a fair play. So like, no matter,
he was able to keep it alive.
Yeah, but like no matter the pitch, he would hit it. Like he didn't get strikes. He would always hit the ball, whether it be a foul ball or not.
Okay.
And fouling off 10 balls in a row was like a common trait of his.
Oh shit! Really tire out the pitcher. That's kind of like a good player to have, honestly.
Yeah. So he's not just well known for that, but he's also well known. Well, it's also well known that foul balls are good for batters, bad for pitchers, and also bad for people like Wanda Wilson, the spectators.
David, are all these stories about people getting fucking wrecked by foul balls? You're like, I'm going to tell you some weird baseball history. You're just like, 10 people died by getting hit by home run balls.
So on August 17th, 1957, Ashburn and the Phillies were hosting that one team, the New York Giants, now known as the San Francisco Giants after they relocated.
That was when Willie Mays was on the team, huh?
Probably. Wait, Willie Mays? I thought he was a boxer.
I had the Willie Mays poster on my wall. Katie made me get rid of it because
who makes all the little fry griddles?
No. You talking? Oh, that's George Foreman. That's George Foreman. Willie Mays is Barry Bonds' godfather. I know a lot of people hate Barry Bonds, but I was a Giants fan growing up, and he was our guy. Even steroids or not, big head or not.
Yeah. So in this game, Richie got one of his classic foul balls that launched into the stands. But unfortunately, the foul ball struck another victim.
Wait, was it the first guy's mom?
No, it was a woman named Alice Roth who took the old white leather and red stitching right to the face.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah, and a nice little fun fact about this is that Alice Roth was the wife of the sports editor for the Philadelphia Bulletin, Earl Roth.
Love him.
Yeah, I love Earl. So the foul ball broke Mrs. Roth's nose, and there was just blood everywhere. A total bloodbath. Absolute bloodbath.
I literally can't imagine being hit with a foul ball in the nose, because I think it takes 5 or 12, I don't know which number I'm going to pull out, but 5 or 12 pounds of pressure to like break a human nose. Okay. I can't even imagine, like, you know, like when somebody kind of like hits you in the nose a little bit and you're like, oh, and your eyes start watering
and shit. Yeah.
Oh my God. I would rather take it anywhere else but the nose. Like, Jesus fuck. That would hurt so bad.
So play on the field stopped as even the players watched as the chaos in the stands broke out and medical personnel rushed to the bleeding woman. Dazed and shocked, Roth was lifted up into a stretcher to exit the stadium to get more medical attention. And the commotion faded away, so the game resumed. And Richie took his place at the batter's box to just smack another dinger. As Richie took his swing at the next pitch, he fouled the ball again right into the stands, drilling Alice Roth yet again.
No. No.
But this time he hit her in the knee as she laid bloodied on the stretcher.
You know what's crazy, too? That this is 1957 doctors, which means that all they did was bring her to the back of the stadium and then rub cocaine all over her gums.
Or heroin. One or the other.
So here's some cocaine gum for your knee and your fucked up face. You're not beautiful no more.
The story I read wasn't exactly specific on where she was when she got hit with the second ball. I want to think she was maybe just like in the alley, like being pulled up the stairs. Maybe she was up top. So the Phillies treated the family like royalty after Alice got beamed twice in one at bat, and she was with her grandkids, and so the grandkids were invited into the clubhouse and given free tickets and an autographed baseball. After the kids, went up and watched the game, they went to go visit Grandma in the hospital, where one of her grandkids asked her, "Grandma, do you think you could go to an Eagles game and get hit in the face with a football? What a little shit! What a little shit!"
What a fun thing to for your grandkid to ask you.
A nice little jab at Grandma's serious injury.
Do you think you could let a punter kick you right in the asshole? Come on, Grandma, be a sport about it.
So to wrap up this saga of Roth getting hit with shit, it was...
That's my favorite movie, Roth getting hit with shit.
It was written in a
biopic.
It was written in a book titled Baseball Hall of Shame 3. So there's two other before this. Preston, the 8-year-old grandson at the time present with Roth at the game, decided to go for the first ball that bludgeoned his grandmother in the face after it ricocheted off of Roth's face. But the man sitting in front of them had grabbed the ball, and the 8-year-old asked the man if he could have the ball, and the man said to Preston... Preston said, "The man just looked at me and said, 'Go to hell, kid.'"
Yo. Okay. Actually, this doesn't surprise me that much. David, this happened to me.
I bet. Fuck you.
No, so I was at a fuck me, okay. So I was at a Brewers Giants game in San Francisco, and I was on the third base line, and it was batting practice. So they're just kind of hitting some balls, and one of the Brewers batters that was like hitting batting practice, he hit the ball over, and there was like a ton of people lined up. I was probably like 12 years old or something like that, and he hit it over the line of people that were like right against like the fence or like, right near the field. It went over their heads, over a couple seats. I jumped over, and my leg got stuck in like the folded up chair. But luckily, I was able to get like my hand over the chair, and the ball was on the ground, and I like pinched it with the tip of my glove while my leg was stuck. And some guy ran up, grabbed my glove, and started to work the ball out of my glove like a fucking grown man.
Yeah.
And I remember I
took it out. He literally took it out of your mitts.
Yeah. Well, he didn't get it fully out because I looked at him and I said, "Come on, man, I'm a kid." I fucking dropped the "I'm a kid" line, and he stopped and he looked at me and he said, "Fine, I'll let you have this one." And he was like fucking pissed. So I still got the ball, but I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? What an asshole."
Yeah, people are vicious
Blew my
about that
mind.
shit, man.
I know.
Man, the worst. Baseball brings the worst out of people.
Especially mothers and sons.
Oh, yeah. So now this next story takes us all the way back to the 30s, and it's about an MLB player named Len Konek. You know about Len?
Len.
So,
Len is a name that died a while back.
Yeah. So Len started his baseball career in the minor leagues playing for the Moline Plowboys.
Oh, what?
Yeah, that was that was their mascot, was the Plowboys.
The Loney? What?
The Moline Plowboys in the Mississippi
What
Valley
city is
League.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This is when like counties were getting MLB teams.
Yeah. And after this, he joined the New York Giants in December of 1931. Len was believed to be a bright star in the National League at the time, but only played one season with the Giants. Len was known to be a little bit on the strange side, and not a lot of people enjoyed his presence. He made his Giants debut going hitless against the Phillies, not a great start. And in 1933, he was playing for the International League Buffalo Bisons in Canada. So
Okay.
yeah, he didn't last very long. But when he was with the Buffalo Bisons, he hit 334.
Oh, okay.
And drove in 100 runs, batted in with 8 more homers, and he was going to do. He was doing better, and then so then he got picked up by the Brooklyn Dodgers, where in his first season he hit 14 home runs, 73 RBIs, and set a National League fielding record with a percentage of .994.
And it's also different too, where it's like stats were different back then because like, you know, like the technology for like bats. I mean, I still like wood bats and everything, but like
people weren't throwing like
fields were
crazy
different.
screwballs and shit like that.
Yeah, and not only that, but like the faster you throw a pitch, the more likely if you make good contact that it's gonna fly further too.
Yeah.
So like nowadays, when everybody's fucking launching balls because they have personal trainers that like strengthen their arm like crazy till they get Tommy Johns.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, like back then it was like, you know, they all threw underhand pitches. I'm joking, but like crazy though. I wonder how fast the pitches were actually, you know?
62 miles per hour. So he had like a hell of a good season with the Brooklyn Dodgers his first year. And then in his second season, there was a huge decline in his performance. And to cope with that, he started to hit the bottle hard.
Ooh.
With his drinking problem getting worse and worse, he's
a whiskey man.
Oh, hold on now. I'll tell you what type of man he is. With his drinking problem getting worse and worse, he was cut from the team in the middle of a road trip after a game in Chicago. After being sent home, Len caught a commercial flight to New York City, and during the flight, he drank a quart of whiskey. We got a whiskey man on our hands.
Hell yeah, amen.
And he became very, very, very drunk. You know, once you're up in the air.
After a quart?
I mean,
what a pussy.
You're up in the air though. That shit doubles when you're got that altitude.
You're right. I say handle for breakfast.
Oh man. So after Len had harassed other passengers and struck a stewardess, the pilot had
Wait. What?
Yeah, it doesn't go into detail. But apparently
that's not a whiskey man if I've ever heard of one. That's a coward.
So the pilot had to sit on him to restrain him, and he was shackled to his seat.
See, you know what? I would. That's two of my kinks, so I would.
You'd be all
plan
about
that out. I want a pilot to sit on me and then handcuff me to a chair.
One can only dream.
Then I want you to hit a line dry right into my mom's chest.
And I want that.
Come on,
I want
do
that
it.
stewardess I punched to come put those little plastic wings on me.
Burn me with a cigarette and then staple a wing pendant into my chest.
So he was removed unconscious from his flight in Detroit, and after sleeping on a chair in the airport, he managed to get a flight to Toronto in hopes to rejoin his international team, the Bisons, which he played for previously, like I said. While flying on his flight to Canada, he had a disagreement with the pilot and passengers and did what the next logical thing was to, and that was to...
You shit.
Well, he decided to fight the pilot and take control of the aircraft.
Oh my God, DB Cooper is back, baby.
And as far as I'm aware, zero knowledge in aircrafts, so that's not a good idea. In order to avoid a crash, Len was hit over the head with a fire extinguisher by the pilot and another passenger after he removed the pilot from the driver's seat.
Wait. Yo, that's like literally... Wait, this was in the 1930s? 30s? Literally, that is like such fucking terrorist activity now. You would be done before you even reach the door to like the pilot's cockpit, you know?
Well, I mean, after he got kicked out, or basically after he got subdued in the first flight, like, you would be arrested as soon as he landed in Detroit. But no, they just, like, carried his limp body and put him in a chair, and he got up and got an international flight to fucking Canada.
If somebody did something back in the day that was, like, horrific and threatening and dangerous, people just like put him somewhere and they go, let him sleep it off. Like there was nobody went to prison unless you did something real bad. And then there's like, okay, like let him sleep it off. They hit him over the head with a fire extinguisher.
Yeah, so after an emergency landing at the Long Branch racetrack in Toronto, so I'm assuming they landed in like a fucking dog race, horse race
track. It was
track.
An emergency landing. They're like, we have to get Len off the fucking plane.
Yeah. So after they did the emergency landing, it was found that Len had died from a cerebral hemorrhage after the strike from the fire extinguisher.
Wait.
Yeah, they killed him.
No. Oh, there's like a part of me that feels so like I know he was being like basically a terrorist at that point.
Yeah,
he was literally
but you
trying
still
to
feel bad, but also like kind of like
Yeah, like a drunk man was literally trying to hijack the plane, but like I still
and he would have crashed and killed everybody.
100%. But like still, I feel bad. Like he's dead. I mean, he's been dead, but like still.
Yeah, he done been dead. Almost 100 years. He's 90 years ago.
I mean, I always have this weird not epiphany, but like a question that sometimes comes up, like, would I rather be dead and no one knew about me, or do I get hit over the head with a fire extinguisher on a plane, and then a mediocre podcast talks about me 100 years later?
Yeah, I would say slightly above average.
The question comes up every once in a while.
Yeah. So, the two men who had struck him with the fire extinguisher, were charged with manslaughter, but were found not liable by the coroner's jury soon after because they're like, okay, he was endangering everybody's lives.
Yeah. I mean, like the judge is probably like, maybe you should have just like threw him in a chokehold, but like
at that point, you do what you have to do.
I get it. We've all wanted to hit somebody in the head with a fire extinguisher.
Oh yeah. So I also want to add a note that this was all within 24 hours of him getting kicked off the baseball team.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Real downward spiral. That's a bad day, I have to say.
Pretty bad day. So those are my mini stories of crazy baseball moments that people might not know about. So next time you're at an old ball game, play it safe and bring your mitt. And if you're on a plane with an insane drunk baseball player who just got kicked off the team, bring your bat.
It's funny because two of those were baseball stories, and one was a guy who played baseball who literally became a terrorist after he quit baseball.
He didn't quit. He was forcibly quitted.
Yeah, I get. No, they said, you're fired, and he said, you can't fire me, I quit.
And then he died from a fire extinguisher.
Classic.
No.
The guy should have said, why don't you cool off, and then sprayed him with a fire extinguisher. Now that would have been cool.
He might have said that. It might have been too cool to write about.
Yeah. They're like, I'm not gonna spray this. Imagine if that guy sprayed a fire extinguisher on a plane too. Like, then he becomes a terrorist because there's no way of opening any windows in that bitch.
Yep.
So, wow, what a couple of stories, I have to say.
There you go.
But I think that wraps up this week's episode. I think
it does.
We got some goofs, some gaffs, some laughs, some lifts, some fire extinguishers to the head, some line drives to the chest, and maybe a nice scissor cut ear to ear.
Yeah.
So
what more can you ask for?
So thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening. We always appreciate it when you do. What else do we have to say besides campstrange.com's not up? We didn't want to pay for the
Yeah, you
the
fuckers never
subscription
went,
again.
so we just killed it.
Yeah, we killed it. It's dead. But you know, it might come back. Let's just say if we get on if we're number one on any podcast app, then we'll bring it back.
Yeah.
Or just high enough for people who actually care enough to go to the website. No one goes to websites anymore. It's all about social media. It's so
looking at porn on our phones.
Jesus. So find us on Pornhub.
Could we
XXNX.
upload just an audio file of one of our episodes to Pornhub? You think that'd get taken down?
You know what I think about? All the ads on Pornhub are just for more porn. If there's a podcast on there, Pornhub gets a lot of traffic. I think we could maybe get an audience there.
If we did one really horny episode, maybe. I remember one time, I think I watched Avengers Endgame on Pornhub once.
Oh, they had it on Pornhub?
Yeah, someone put a pirated version on Pornhub once.
That's fun. That is fun. I love that. But, yeah, like we said, just follow us on social media, Camp Strange Podcast on Instagram. We're on Twitter, Facebook too. We don't really use it. Just go to Instagram. If you guys want to email us at campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. We'll respond. We got nothing to do right now, guys.
Yeah.
And if you guys want to rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, that's great. If you guys want to check us out on Pandora, I think we're kind of like up on Pandora on some like comedy lists. So go listen to us on Pandora and bump those numbers up if you can. If you can't, it's okay. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's all fake. It's all fake money. It's all
money we
air.
don't get, so it doesn't fucking
Yeah,
matter.
we don't make money. We just want you guys to be happy. So just enjoy it. So, David, what else do we got? Are we still doing that? What
Yeah,
are we
sure.
doing? Okay, what do we got, David?
I've got a whole set of haunted furniture from the fucking 20s that you can record your podcast off of, and it makes you
do have
uncomfortable.
that.
That is what I'm doing right now.
Haunted furniture. I have a chest protector from a catcher's gear set that you could wear at your next Twins game, all you Minnesotites.
Ooh, I like that. I've got a vat of Jell-O full of Legos inside the Jell-Os. You can't eat it. You can build it.
I have Deep Roy from the Willy Wonka franchise. Yeah, you know him as the Oompa Loompa, but I have Deep Roy here in the studio with me. He's been very quiet this entire time and very nice.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Deep Roy is the actor who played the Indian Willy Wonka in the
that
new
guy.
Willy Wonka.
Guys and everything, yeah.
Exactly.
He was in
Roy.
Big Fish, wasn't he?
He was in Big Fish. Interesting fact, he's been in like a bunch of Tim Burton movies, and when he made Willy Wonka, he acted out like all 100 Oompa Loompas or whatever.
Yeah.
And he forced the studio to give Deep Roy $1 million.
Hell yeah.
For his role as the Oompa Loompa.
Good.
Because he's like, this guy's like a character actor who just gets all these bit roles, but he's been in like every one of my fucking movies.
Yeah.
You give Deep Roy a milli minus Lil Wayne,
Yeah.
and
give Johnny Depp that e-girl haircut.
Ooh, I love that pixie bowl cut. A pixie cut. I love Johnny Depp in a pixie cut. I have Johnny Depp in a pixie cut.
I've got that turd Amber Heard left on Johnny Depp's bed.
Can I have it?
Please take it.
It's in a glass jar. It's in a terrarium underneath my bed. I have an egg. I have an egg. I have a Frank Reynolds Patty's Pub egg.
Oh.
That's what I was channeling that
All
egg.
right. I've got a lot of cardboard boxes. That's just the truth.
I have salmonella poisoning.
Oh, no. I've got an opening for a
it?
new co-host on Camp Strange.
No. And you know what? We'll take your applications. campstrangepodcast@gmail.com. Send it on in. Tell us why you're the best person while I'm dying.
Those would be fun
Anyway,
to read. Tell us why you should be the host. Can you pronounce things right? Can you read Japanese?
Shut up. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We love it when you guys listen. We love telling you these stories. So, David, do you have anything to say before we leave?
Wear your fucking masks and sanitize your fucking hands and stop going out in public unless you need to. I'm tired of this shit. Can we stop
Be a
it?
Japanese yokai and wear that mask a little longer. The vaccine's almost here, people.
Is it?
Anyway. I saw something where Kaiser's sending me emails where they're doing trials. I just might go let them stick me with some needles and see what happens.
It's just lemon juice.
Okay. Anyway, don't forget to stay strange.